A sold-out Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida on a steamy October afternoon. It's more than just a football game. It's a rivalry with national championship implications. The top-ranked team in the land on their home turf against the 12th-ranked Seminoles of Florida State. Obviously, the partisan crowd is wearing green and orange. And in South Florida, they are ready to see if their Hurricanes can repeat as national champions. They've won 27 in a row. Last year, they ran the table. They hope that they can do it again. Hi again, everybody. Brad Netzler and Bob Greasy. Welcome to Miami. You know, it's pretty simple. This isn't just a rivalry. It's a lot more than that. And when you talk to the Miami Hurricane players, they say, you know, most of us put those rings away. We're looking for a second one this year. So they're knowing that Florida State is one of the hurdles now, Bob, in a long season that still has some big games left. But they know their arch rival from Tallahassee is the team they have to beat. We're going to see great play in the pits today. We see great running backs, great wide receivers. Let's talk about the quarterbacks, though, because the one that plays best is going to win the football game. Well,
you're right. The defenses have been outstanding, and the running games are very good. But the quarterbacks will determine who wins this ball game. One for Florida State is not playing too well, but he's got too big of ears and his eyes are too big. He shouldn't care what they hear on the radio and what he reads in the newspapers. He shouldn't do that. He needs confidence, he needs patience in the pockets, and he needs to get back in a rhythm. No question about it. He needs to play well for Florida State to win.
And last year he didn't play well. Here come the defending national champs. Oh, they've got them stirred up in the Orange Bowl. On the other side of things, you're talking about quarterbacks. You've got a guy that's wondering in Chris Rix what he can do to get back to where he was at one point last season. On the other side, a Heisman Trophy candidate. You can say what you want about Kenny Dorsey. He's tall, he's skinny, he's not pretty. He's a winner.
Well, he's the smartest quarterback in college football. And why does he win? Because he knows what's going on. He's got confidence. He thinks ahead. He knows exactly what's going on. This is his 33rd start. And one thing about him is he may not look pretty. He may not be a Danny Werfel. He like Danny Werfel. He doesn't look that good. All he does is win.
Larry, there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. We know you prepare for that talent and get your own team ready to play. But in a game like today, which is most important?
Well, Lynn, they're both very important, as you know. But I think for us, getting our team prepared and ready to play and try to go to strength and go into our talent.
Confidence is important in the big ball game.
Very important.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Bob Greasy pointed that out early, and confidence is important to both teams. But the Florida State team will be working today without the services of number 55, Eric Moore, defensive end. This morning he had emergency appendectomy. He's in the hospital right now, and he will not be available for Florida State this afternoon.
We don't know if Eric's got a TV on, but we wish him the best. He's probably Florida State's best pass rusher, so they lose that capacity. The series is in its 46th game. The team that scores first has won the last 9 and 14 of the last 15. Tallman Gardner and Leon Washington waiting on the kick from Todd Severs. And it's high and deep, and it's non-returnable. The Noles will have to work from their own 20-yard line. Chris Rix. There's probably 116 teams in football that would like to have a sophomore quarterback as good as this one.
You got that right.
But as Bob said, he's been maligned even by his own fans, and sometimes your ears and eyes can be too big, and obviously it gets to you at times. He was booed at times the last time he played at home, but he's a heck of a talent, and if he gets in a rhythm, that'll be a key today for Florida State. He'll bring his troops out to the 20-yard line.
Normally, a quarterback for Florida State wouldn't have to be playing as a redshirt sophomore or freshman. They don't play until they're juniors or seniors.
B.J. Dean and Greg Jones in the backfield. Jones has been a load lately, and they go to him on the first carry, and he busts it out. First down run and more. Jones down the sideline. What a start for Florida State. He took a whack after a 28-yard gain.
Well, this is what Florida State wants to do, and that is run inside. Run to the left, run inside those defensive ends. They take themselves out of the play automatically. And Greg Jones is huge in this ball game today.
What a way to start for Florida State, all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Running helps the confidence of the quarterback.
Leading rusher in the ACC. High backfield this time. The toss to Jones going the other way, and another nice game. Vilma brought him down, but he got 5. Let's check the Alamo starting lineups. This is a good offensive line. The big hitters up front, Williams and Williams, Marambo, Holland, and Willis. The wide receivers and running backs, you've seen Jones twice. Dean's the guy that leads the way. Hughes, the tight end, and Bolden and Gardner, the starting wide receivers. But you'll see Florida State many, many times in a 3 and sometimes 4 wide-out grouping.
Yeah, it's going to be so important to substitute all of your positions today because of the heat on the field.
One of the best tackles in college football, and they'll play against one of the best defensive ends in college football all day. 2nd down and 5. Rick's first throw. Single coverage, in and out of the hands. Crefonzo Thorpe should have had it. Kelly Jennings was covering. Defensively for the Hurricanes of Miami, McDougal and Green on the ends. Joseph and Walters inside. Jonathan Vilma's their leading tackler. Williams and Clark will flank him. And the secondary is youthful after all those guys to the NFL last year. Jennings, Taylor, Sykes, and Roll in the secondary for Miami.
Playing behind a great defensive line. McDougal there is one of the best. Everybody talks about the defensive line and McDougal specifically.
I said to you last night, Miami's got the best defensive line in football. Their second defensive line is the second best defensive line in football.
They've got 8 good ones.
Rix hurried, almost intercepted. Intended for Bolden, and Entrell Roll got a hand in there.
Well, the play before that was key. When they dropped, the receiver dropped the pass from Rix, that would have gotten them another 1st down and kept the drive going. You don't want to have to sit back there and throw on passing situations.
So instead of a 1st down in Miami territory, they're forced to punt it away. Chance Waltney will come in for the kick. And back deep is Ethnic Sands. There's his numbers on the year, almost 14 per return. Wobbly punt. Sands is going to take it on the fly at the 11. Whoa, he turned the wrong way. I think that was Leon Johnson down there that made the hit immediately after a 36-yard punt. So now it's Miami's turn. There's Kenny Dorsey and his numbers this year. 31-1 as a starter, over 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's a senior.
Brad, the amazing thing about Dorsey is he's so tall and skinny, but yet he never gets hurt.
Right.
This is his 33rd consecutive start, and he hasn't missed a game because of injury.
We asked him when the last time he was even nicked up. He said that Virginia Tech game you guys did at the end of last season in December, I got banged around a couple times. Normally they don't let anybody touch him. That's how good their offensive line has been. Play action for Dorsey on 1st down. Zips it, and it's tipped and incomplete. Hudson got a hand on it, the middle linebacker, to break that one up. Alamo starting lineup. Here's the up front group for Miami. Joseph, Haji Razuli back and healthy this year. Romberg's a Remington candidate at center. Myers and Carey round out the front wall. McGahee, one of the top running backs in the country. Quatrin Hill is the fullback. Kellen Winslow, if the name's familiar, it should be. His daddy's a Hall of Famer. And Beard and Johnson, the wideouts. There's Romberg, and he's Kenny Dorsey's roommate. And he's a good one. The leader of that offensive wall.
Dorsey's checking off.
On 2nd down, it's McGahee. And Willis maybe got 2. Not much. Alonzo Jackson made the stop, and defensively for the Noles, it's Emmanuel, Dockett, Johnson, and Alonzo Jackson, their leading sacker. Boulware, Hudson, Kendall Pope, rangy linebackers with a lot of speed. And the secondary, Samuels and Hall, Carter and Brown. The safeties, maybe a little bit of a question mark.
And you thought quarterbacks just checked off the passes, huh?
He checked off to a run.
Checked off to a running play.
There's Darnell Dockett. He's a load inside. 3rd down and 8. Dorsey, quick slant. Sands has got it. 1st down and more. Out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Pick up 14 on a 3rd and 8.
No problem for the Hurricanes. Deep in your own territory, you come up with a 3rd and long. Rufus Brown is playing off of Sands. He just runs underneath the 2 other receivers that were lined up on that side and picks up a first down.
You might have seen Ethnic Sands signal for the first down, and the field judge came over to him as he walked to the sideline and said, "I give you that one. Don't do it again."
Yeah.
First down. Canes back to the ground. Again, he's a great cutback runner, but nice pursuit. Florida State hung with it. Jerome Carter came in low, and then he got help from Emmanuel on the defensive line to make the stop. So pickup of only a yard, second down and 9. Sands goes back in there. So does Roscoe Parrish, their newest game breaker.
Lynn Swan mentioned it early in the at the opening that Eric Moore, the defensive end, will not be around. That will hurt them in their depth at defensive end. You're going to have to play a lot of players here today.
And we haven't told you, it's 85 right now on its way to 89. McGahee. And if Bob and I looked a little on the sweaty side in the open, trust me, it's the best we could do. We went through every napkin in the booth. It's hot in here. Bob, you were down on the field. It's steaming down there.
Oh, you know, I played in this stadium for 15 years with the Dolphins, and it was just as hot down there now as it was. And we had artificial turf back then.
Even worse.
Oh, yeah, it was just as bad.
Hey, boys, I tried to look really cool in the opening by putting a T-shirt on underneath the short sleeve shirt. It's starting to soak through the T-shirt, and we haven't gotten through the first quarter yet.
That's for sure, Swanee. McGahee's numbers, and he flushes out of the backfield. This time, he's got it to the 40, and it's Beard. Same play they tried earlier. This time, nobody else in that territory, and it's a pickup of 22.
Well, Miami offensively is doing damage through the air and not on the ground. This top right of your screen, Dorsey looks to his left, then he comes back to the right, reading all the way across the field. This defense for Florida State is 102nd in the nation versus the pass. Right. So they've been giving it up all year.
That's very uncustomary for Florida State to be in that position. McGahee, and now he's got an opening. Brought down by the safety, Kyler Hall, but he got 10.
From behind the Florida State defense, Hudson is 42. He's a big body. He just guesses to the outside and can't get back. Hudson's a middle linebacker. He weighs 270 pounds. That's a huge middle linebacker. He had not only one sprained ankle, 2 sprained ankles. We didn't know if he was going to play today.
He batted down that first pass of Dorsey's on this opening march for the Canes. Nice play fake by Dorsey. Going for the home run. Got a man open. Got him. Kellen Winslow, first and goal. We watched this kid at practice the other day. He's got as good a hands as you're going to find.
He catches everything. It's a little swing. He was lined up in the backfield. There he is right there. Makes the catch over the shoulder.
He's a tight end. He played wide receiver as a freshman. And Bob and Brad, I think he's still got a lot of wide receiver in him. That looked like a great play for anybody catching the ball.
Well, even though his daddy was a little bigger, he had a lot of wide receiver in him too. First and goal. 27-yard pickup, a career long for Winslow. McGahee inside, and Willis has it down to about the 4. So quite an opening drive for the defending national champions. They've mixed it up nicely. They had 3 third down and longs for Dorsey, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and 3rd and 14.
Didn't phase him.
Didn't phase him. He picked up 14, 14, and 22. Second down and goal at the 4. McGahee. And he squirted through for the touchdown. I don't know how.
He's 228 pounds, and he is strong.
Maybe squirt wasn't the right word.
Power.
It looked like the heap of humanity there that he had no chance to get in the end zone. All of a sudden, he pops out the other side.
Well, nobody makes a tackle. There's a lot of players in there, but nobody's making a tackle. He just keeps it alive.
Extra point by Severs is good. 89-yard drive. Willis McGahee, not to be denied, puts his head down and plows through. 7-0 Hurricane. The Hurricanes, normally a quick striking team. That is the longest scoring drive of the season. 5 minutes and 48 seconds covering 89 yards. They were penalized a couple of times, so actually they covered more than 89 yards. And Bob, think about it. Kenny Dorsey told us the other day, you got to use all your weapons. Sands had a great catch. Beard caught a square in. Andre Johnson had a great catch. Kellen Winslow laid out for one to get it first and goal, and then the running back does the honor.
Pretty impressive. He told us yesterday, he says, now that Shockey's gone, the tight end that went to the Giants, he says, I'm looking everywhere. Everybody's getting open.
Another kick out of the end zone, and another start at the 20-yard line for Florida State now for Larry Coker.
All right, Florida State needs to keep the ball, get some yardage, and move it down. Maybe get a field goal at worst.
Well, Greg Jones did his job on the first drive with a couple nice carries, and they'll go back to him on the toss. Trying to get around the corner. Didn't get much. B.J. Williams, who was a player of the year in high school, is starting to come into his own, and he's one of those linebackers that can really run.
Florida State offensively in the nation. The rushing is a lot better than their passing, which is a little unusual for this team.
Still, look at the balance, though.
Yeah.
It's not bad. There's only 8 teams in the country. 2 of them are here that pass and run for both 200 yards or more per game. They're both on this field. Rix play fake. And now thinking about taking off with it, and he does. Got around the corner, and he might have a first down.
Now that's the way Chris Rix needs to react. Just instinctively. You drop back, you look downfield. If nothing's there, okay, I'm going to run. Don't force it. Don't run when the talk radio people say you're supposed to or whatever. Do it instinctively.
Bobby Bowden, talking with the 3 of us the other day, admitted that right now Chris is confused. You know, he's not using his instincts that he did last year. He's thinking too much. Well, they don't want me to get out of the pocket. What do I do? What do I do? That time he did the right thing, but he's still short of a first down by inches. Rix, first down. Straight ahead. And that'll move the sticks. So Florida State starting to put something together here offensively. And a 1. The Hurricanes 7, Florida State nothing. An ABC Sports presentation of college football. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Beautiful day if you're just wearing t-shirt and shorts. It's a little sticky if you got 40 pounds of equipment on. Start of the second quarter, 7-0 Miami. First down at 10. Still for the Noles. Now they're going to try the same play the other way. Robert Morgan makes the catch on this one. In front of Sharp, the aforementioned freshman.
Yep. Well, that was the game plan going in. Throw short and quick to the outside, one-on-one on these wide receivers versus these young corners, and then get the running game with Greg Jones going inside.
Remember, last year, Bolden and Morgan both missed the whole season with knee injuries.
Yeah.
And you wonder if they're all the way back. Morgan, nice adjustment on that ball with a good catch. Second quarter has been Florida State's this year. They're hoping that continues today. Now it's Jones, and he breaks free again. Jones on the run all the way to the 45. 19 more yards for Jones. Boy, he's a load when he gets going because it's about 250.
Well, he's going to come right through the right side, our right side. Straight blocking. Everybody just got a man, and they stay with him. That's good blocking by the offensive line. Good running.
First trip into Miami territory for Florida State at the 45-yard line. First down. Nick Maddox is the tailback, giving Greg Jones a little breather. And again, Rix trying to be heard. Play action. Wants to go long and does. And incomplete, another penalty marker. All tangled up down there is Glenn Sharp again.
They're picking on Sharp, the true freshman. Sharp never sees the ball. The receiver tried to get back at it.
So that is the, third pass interference penalty on Miami?
Well, you see it again. The ball is underthrown. If Rix would have stepped up in the pocket, he could have got it down the field. The arm, the left arm, the leg goes out, the defensive back. Then I letting you back inside.
Nope. So this will be walked off as a first down to the 30-yard line. This is the deepest penetration of the day, obviously, for Florida State with 9:36 remaining in the half. Bobby Bowden wants to know what the play is.
Well, what you doing up there? What you going?
At the 30. Miami looks like they're going to bring the house. They do, and it's Maddox running right by the blitz outside inside the 20. Maddox, touchdown. Perfect play with what Miami had coming forward, and Nick Maddox has great speed. Florida State's an extra point away from tying it up.
Florida State caught Miami in a blitz. They don't blitz very often.
Robert Morgan got a great block to wide receiver. That helps spring him. Xavier Beitia in for the point after. They try to tie it up. Low snap, handled well. Kick is good. So Florida State right back in the thick of things. Nick Maddox does the honors from 30 yards out. We're tied at 7. We're tied at 7. It was an 84-yard drive.
Remember, that drive started with the exchange of turnovers.
2 fumble recoveries on back-to-back plays. Beitia the kick. High kick. And deep. Gathers, and takes a knee. Now McGahee on first down. Really had to work for about 3. B.J. Ward on the stop along with Kendall Pope. So the number 12 team in the country lost 2 in a row in this series after dominating it for much of the 90s when they won 5 straight. Florida State came to play, and they're not too happy. We didn't even mention this earlier. It's homecoming here at Miami. And some of the Seminoles said, you want to talk about a slap in the face. You're supposed to play some Eastern, Southeastern, Northeastern one of those schools.
Bobby says, he says, I used to be a homecoming game for everybody when I first got to Florida State.
That's right.
About 25 years ago, we'd always be the homecoming game.
Dorsey goes to his 3rd choice at receiver, and Pope just leveled Quatron Hill.
Okay, the momentum of this game has changed. Early on, Miami was doing anything they wanted, and Florida State players were just kind of moping around. I don't know what changed. It may have been
Bulwer's interception.
The interception changed it, and that got them back in the ballgame.
So 3rd down and 7 for Miami.
Dorsey, only 2 of his last 9, including an interception.
Early, they were great on their 3rd down conversions, though. Getting some pressure. Had to get rid of it too quickly. Again, it was Florida State's heat on Dorsey that forced an early throw, and it's incomplete. Bulwer was coming, so was Willie Jones. Wait a minute. Dorsey's doing some talking to those guys. And no flags.
Well, he threw this ball before he wanted to. A linebacker in his face. Boy, you just opening the gates right there.
So time to punt. Capshaw's punt. Leon Washington camps under it at the 33. And number 33 made the first man miss. He's dangerous in the open field. And the freshman's back across midfield. Nice return by Leon Washington. So now Florida State with an opportunity to take a lead with a short field. Rix, quick throw, almost intercepted by 2 Hurricanes. Antrell Roll had his hands on it. It ricocheted off him, and Sean Taylor almost grabbed it.
Unbelievable, the ricochet angle. Rix is going to try and hit a little slant to the top of the screen. The receiver falls down. Now the ricochet comes off of Roll right to Sykes.
And you know
Taylor,
what?
26.
If that would have been Ed Reed last year, that would have been a 57-yard touchdown going the other way.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's experience in the defensive backfield versus young kids back there.
2nd down and 10. Jones bounced off a tackle again. Another first down run by Greg Jones down to the 35-yard line. He is becoming a force. Greg Jones already has 100 yards rushing in this one. And he's got the Noles a first down at the Hurricane 34-yard line. Here comes a full blitz. Rix The fade for Bolden, in and out of his hands. Probably should have had it, but Kelly Jennings stayed right there with him.
Jennings did a great job. They're throwing that fade to the wide side of the field, always to a bump and run guy. Look at this. You got single coverage out here, nobody helping. You know, Bolden shows it too soon. Should have played a little dummy, you know. He should have said, oh, no.
Little cat and mouse.
Yeah, it's not coming, it's not coming. Oh, there it is. I got it.
3 balls thrown in Anquan Bolden's direction. No catches yet. 2nd down and 10. I'm not so sure. I just wouldn't keep packing it into number 6. We'll try him again. This time Miami's thinking the same thing I am. DJ Williams in on the stop, along with Matt Walters, the defensive tackle. Our Pacific Light game summary. So far for Florida State, it's been Greg Jones who's done the damage. This is the first carry of the ball game where he cut it outside and ripped it off for over 20 yards. Got tattooed at the end of it, but he's already got a 100-yard-plus game, and it's Maddox, a little change of pace guy, that's got the Florida State touchdown at 30 yards, and we're tied at 7.
Bobby Bowden says, I call him Maddox and Jones, my fastball and my curveball.
The fastball's in there right now.
Yeah.
On 3rd down. They fake it to him, and Rick's in trouble. Chris running out of it, but he's planted at about the 28-yard line. Had one more guy to get by, and DJ Williams is not letting anybody by today.
Yeah, that's good sportsmanship right there. You know, it's a linebacker on a quarterback, and Rick's runs pretty good. I mean, really good.
Yes, he does.
And Williams says, none of this. I'm putting you down.
Xavier Bethia will come in. He's 11 of 13 on the year. This will be a 45-yard attempt. His career long was against Virginia Tech in the bowl game of 50. So he's capable. And he'll try from 45 to give the Noles the lead. Kick on the way, and it is right down the middle. So the upset-minded Seminoles talking a little bit to the hometown Hurricanes. 10-7 Florida State. Florida State leading Miami now with 6:12 to go in the half. 10-7, and the tide has definitely turned a little bit. And you know, all that Florida State swagger that they used to have, and you thought they'd lost it.
Yeah,
they're starting to get it back, Bob, a little bit by a little bit.
You didn't see it in the first quarter, but the momentum in a college football game can change just like that.
So Bethia, who hit the 45-yard field goal and then had some words for the defense after the kick. Kicks off. This one will be returned from the goal line. And Geathers is hammered down at about the 16. And McGahee is dropped for a loss. Florida State's defense playing well. Kendall Pope in on the stop. Let's see if Kenny Dorsey can pick up a 3rd down and 11 here. Winslow in motion. Dorsey pump fakes one way. McGahee on a screen the other, but Florida State is there. And they make the tackle. And the ball came loose at the end of the play. They're going to say it was blown dead. Darnell Dockett got over there. Womble's the guy on top of the ball. And so it is punting time for the Hurricanes again.
There'll be a little screen to the left side. Watch the linebacker right there. He just mirrors him, goes out to pick him up. I'm taking the ball. No, he was down.
Yep, his back hit. That's what popped it up. 4th 3 and out now for the Canes. Mickey Andrews liking what he's seeing from his defense today. High snap. He got the kick away, though. Hung it in the air. Short. Washington, fair catch. He dropped one earlier. He makes the catch on this one at the 49-yard line.
Great field position. Again,
last time they were at the Hurricane 49, this time at their own 49 when we come back. Florida State leading here. Upset-minded Seminoles. Somebody forgot to tell them they're not playing well, because they're playing pretty well right now. At midfield, 1st down. Great field position to start the drive again after the Florida State defense held. Jones already over the 100-yard mark, and he's got more coming here. At least 10, and then he puts his shoulder down and gets 3 more. Alfonso Marshall finally says, What's the license plate number on this thing?
Yeah, well, the great thing about Jones, he's in no hurry. Look at him. He lets his guys do the work up front, and then he's got some speed and quickness to get through the hole, break some tackles, and he's got the size. I mean, this kid is 250 pounds, and he's got some moves.
First down inside the Miami 37-yard line. Maddox back in there now to give Jones a breather. And remember, Nick's the guy that's got the Florida State touchdown today. And they'll go to him. Change of pace. Maddox broke a tackle inside the 30. All the way down to the 21. Make it the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the fastball and the curveball. Maddox and Jones, the lightweight and the heavyweight. That's just good blocking up front by the tight end.
Then Sykes missed him.
Sykes, poor tackling, runs to the sideline. That defensive line doesn't want to play it against the run. They want to rush the passer.
First and goal, Florida State at the Miami 10. Already leading by 3 and looking to add to it with 3:38 remaining in the second quarter. Maddox up the middle, only got a yard. William Joseph makes the stop on the bottom of the pile that time.
Earlier in the game, Chris Rix couldn't check off, especially down in this closed end zone. Now that the Florida State Seminoles are ahead, the crowd is quiet, and now he can check off.
This is the first half, Bob, and this is a season high allowed in rushing by Miami. 171 yards for the Noles.
For the game.
For the game in the first half, yeah. Second and goal. Now they go to 3 wide receivers. Jones back in there as a single setback, and he'll get the call. And the big fella this time is all wrapped up. Might have lost a yard, in fact. Sykes from the secondary. Joseph and Cornelius Green on the defensive line.
Yeah, well, Miami is just packed in there now for this run. They know how the Seminoles have gotten where they've gotten, and that is running the football. Throwing it, they're only have 17 yards passing.
It's third down and goal.
They're socked in. There's a single coverage on the outside receivers.
Rix from the gun. Waits, fires, Gardner, touchdown.
Great throw.
Perfect throw from Rix. And it's number 21. Tallman Gardner. His 6th touchdown catch of the year. There's a happy quarterback.
It should be. Been through a lot.
Beitia in for the point after as the crowd is stunned and silenced, and the 10-point lead now for Florida State. Penalty marker down on the extra point. So they went 50 yards, and Tallman Gardner a 10-yard touchdown catch. 17 unanswered points. And Beitia now to kick off. That was Jared Payton you saw back deep. He's back there with Geathers, and he'll have to take it in the end zone and take a knee. You know what? Miami doesn't spend much time being behind in ball games.
No, and they're in shock right now.
Yeah, and so's the crowd.
Yeah. They've won 27 straight games. Dorsey is 31-1.
They haven't even had a first down, Grease, since the final minute of the first quarter. It's been 3 and out. Dorsey across the middle. Winslow bobbled it, caught it a second time.
Well,
concentration.
That could have been picked off.
Yep.
If the defensive man would have been close enough. But
Kellen stayed with it, and he got a first down.
Miami's last 4 possessions, they've had 3 punts and a fumble. Yeah, he runs like a receiver, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Winslow came in as the leading receiver with 16. He's caught 4 here today.
Here's Gathers, the backup tailback, and he cuts outside. And he might have a first down. A little bit short maybe, but he got it to midfield. Jason Gathers, a guy that's bounced back and forth. He was a tailback when he came in. He played wide receiver last year. When Frank Gore got hurt and McGahee became the starter, they needed some backup there, and so he's moved back to running back. And had a nice one there. So it's going to be second down and about a yard. They have not yet moved the down marker. I don't know why. Finally, they're going to run it into position right at the midfield stripe. Dorsey, quick toss. Oh boy, almost intercepted. Leroy Smith.
Smith could have had 2 of them.
Yep. Andre Johnson, the intended receiver. Swanee.
Bob and Brad, this is a highly unusual situation for Miami to be in under Larry Coker, because he has not lost the first half of any ball game since 2000 when he played against Washington. It's been unbelievable.
Wow.
And of all the halves he's lost, he's only lost 6. They've only been the second half of those football games when they've had big leads.
Beard down to the right. Johnson up to the top of your screen. On a third down and short, it's McGahee who gets the call. He's got the first down. And he's down to the 46-yard line. Picked up the 5. And they'll move the sticks, temporarily stopping the clock with 1:17 remaining in the first half.
Pick up the first down. Stop the clock. Keep moving. Miami's got 2 timeouts left.
And they called 2 plays during that last break. So now they go back to a 3 wide out grouping. And it's Dorsey on first down. Throws out. Birds got it. At about the 30. That's another Hurricane first down in front of Malcolm Tatum, the cornerback. And right up to the line they come again. Now this is where it helps to have a senior quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
He's directing traffic like crazy out there. So Miami took over their own 20 with 2:29 left. And now they're on the 9th play of the march with a first down at the 30. Dorsey from the gun. Has all day to throw. Deep middle. Got it to Beard. Another first down. It looks, ball came loose at the end.
Saying he was down.
He was down. Kendall Pope covered it. Let's see, is it first and goal or is it just shaded outside the 10? It's right on the 10. It's first and goal. Miami. Dorsey. End zone broken up. Claudius Osei is the guy that made the play. Kevin Beard, the intended receiver. Well, that stops things with 34 seconds left.
The throw to the right side should be coming in the frame right there. Threw it behind him a little bit. The reason you do that because you don't know what's coming from the inside.
3 wideouts to the left. Now Geathers comes back to the right. 2 each way for Dorsey. Second and goal at the 5. Dorsey steps up, fires, touchdown, Kellen Winslow.
Was it? No.
No, he's out of bounds. I thought he had 1 foot down. Incomplete.
Instead of coming straight across, as we just did in the passing playbook, he was going downfield a little bit, and by the time the ball got to him, he was out of the end zone. Now you want to run a parallel to the back end of the end zone. Come straight across. Nope. Out of bounds.
Had he been on the ball of that foot, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
But his heel was down. Good call by the officials. Now third and goal.
You got 1 shot, and then you kick the field goal.
Dorsey throws. Touchdown this time. Same target. This time it's good for a score. Dorsey to Winslow. 5-yard touchdown. Those guys got something going on, don't they?
Now, when you trust the receiver, I mean, you know, when a guy can get open and he can catch, and you trust him, that's pretty good stuff there. And a pretty good ball game. Seaver's extra point is good. Florida State trying to pull the upset. Swanee's with the leading coach.
Coach Bowden, a couple of questions. First of all, your team's picked up about 20 yards on offsides penalties. Is it something you saw in film, or is it something your quarterback's doing out there?
Well, we have that prepared every game to do that. If somebody tries to read our snap count, and they're probably pretty good at reading your snap count.
The big difference in your offense today, is it just the confidence or is it the execution?
Well, I think our offensive line is playing good, being able to tie up there, making our running game go. But sooner or later we're going to have some catches because they're going to start bringing those safeties up there, you know. But right now we've been able to block their front.
Last question. Kellen Winslow, 81. He's been able to make a lot of catches on your team. How do you stop him in the second half?
Well, we're simply going to have to get on top of him. We'll assign somebody to him, but tight ends, anybody that knows Florida State knows tight ends have hurt us, and he's just another one hurting us.
Coach, thank you. See you in the second half. Brad?
Honest words from a coach leading at halftime. Trying to pull an upset, 17-14 Florida State. A good one going in Miami. Valvoline halftime show from Times Square Stadium in New York. Let's head there now with John and Terry. Good job. Florida State came to play ball, Bob.
Well, Florida State is not intimidated by these Hurricanes. I mean, they've played high school football with them. They've gone to school with them. They've played against them every year. They are not going to be intimidated. Say, hey, you got to come out here and beat us. We don't have any respect for you. We're going to take it to you.
And that's what Greg Jones did in the first half, taking it to the opposition. He doesn't take many hits. He gives some hits out, like right there on the safeties of Miami. And Kellen Winslow's been the star in the other direction. A diving 27-yard grab that set up a 1st and goal that got him down close in the first quarter. But then late in the second quarter, it was Dorsey to Kellen Winslow Jr. and a touchdown, and that's what cut the lead to 17-14.
Well, you say late. Miami scored on its first possession and its last possession of the first half.
And a whole bunch of 3-and-outs in between, courtesy of the Florida State defense.
And 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble.
There's Winslow's numbers, and his daddy's got to be proud of what he's seen so far. We're hoping Kellen, who's probably working today, doing much of what we do, but I'm sure he's catching a glimpse of this. Gathers from about the 3, and number 3 heading for the corner. Got out across the 35. Bryant McFadden might have saved a touchdown there. Let's check in with Lynn.
Well, I talked to Larry Coker as he came on the field, and he said, yes, definitely, we've got to stop Florida State's running game. We got to just get off the blocks and make tackles. He said, telling his team in the locker room at halftime that they're in good shape to play this ball game. They don't have to worry about things. They just have to go out and execute. And also keep in mind, no, he's never been behind in the first half of a ball game. But in 4 or 5 ball games this year, they've scored on the first possession of the second half.
That we will watch, my friend, as McGahee goes up the middle to the 40, maybe the 41 even. Our Pacific Life game summary. Statistically in the first half, look at that rushing difference, and then the passing flips over to the other side.
Yeah, Miami's getting it done through the air. Florida State has 188 rushing yards. Miami with a lot of penalties.
Here's a run. McGahee in the open field. And Willis into Florida State territory. DJ Ward brought him down, but he ripped it off for 17 yards.
Good blocking on the right side of the offensive line. That's Myers and Kelly. McGahee just scooting through there. He sees Jones on the other side getting some yardage. He says, hey, I want to get some of that stuff.
He's a nice package of power and speed in his own right. First down at the 48-yard line of Florida State now. So as Swanee said, they know what to do with the first possession of the third quarter, and right now they're doing it so far. Play action for Dorsey. Wants it all. Going deep for Johnson. Intercepted by Kyler Hall. A diving interception by the sophomore safety.
It's a bad throw because the safety was in the center of the field the whole way. Kyler Hall, who has been out of position a couple of times in the last few games, didn't play well against Clemson, but Mickey Andrews said, he's our guy. We got to go with him. There he is making a huge interception. Kyler Hall.
Pretty catch. Special team standout last year, and now a starter, and stretching out just in front of Johnson.
Dorsey didn't check the free safety. He played the play action away from him, hoping that Kyler Hall would be pulled to the wide side and threw back, but he wasn't there.
So Dorsey with 2 interceptions today. Remember, it was Rix with 4 last year. Here's the fade. Rix got it out there complete. Anquan Bolden finally makes a catch, his first. But it's out to the 43-yard line, first down, and again picking on that side.
Yeah, this is a much better throw. What they came in doing, throwing the bump and run to the wide side. Fake to the inside. Rix throws it long and to the outside. Jennings never sees it. That's the game plan. Throw it quick. No 7-step drops.
That pass was perfect. Right where it had to be. And he knew it.
He's getting some confidence now. The touchdown pass in the first half in the second quarter And then now he's getting some confidence.
Starting to play like the kid that was ACC Freshman of the Year last season. Now the handoff to Maddox, and again Maddox finds room on the right side. Vilma missed a tackle. Maddox made another couple miss, and he might have another first down. Right, that change of pace. Maddox first blasts away, and then they get Maddox in there.
Yeah.
Jones rather blasts away, and then Maddox.
Good point. And just poor tackling. I mean, Maddox is jumping around and dancing around. He's making a miss with all the jukes. And Jones, he makes a miss with all the power. They hit him, but they don't. He doesn't come down.
Remember, a hot day, whether you're using 8 defensive linemen or not. Walters almost fell into the neutral zone again. First down, Florida State at the Miami 47-yard line. Here comes the big fella again. Puts his shoulder down. Even when they tackle him, he sort of makes them pay, and they have to readjust their chin straps, and then they find out it's 4 yards downfield.
Yeah, they're always falling forward. No matter if they get hit at the line of scrimmage or 1 yard down. Watch them. They're always falling forward. They're always going forward, yeah.
Jeff Bowden told us that he told Greg Jones after the Louisville game, he said, you know what, if you keep your feet moving, it's kind of hard to bring you down. It sure is.
Look what Miami's doing. They got 7 guys in here to try and stop the run. And as long as they have 7 guys, they're going to continue running the football. There's 2 safeties back on the left side. They're saying, those are playing pass defense. We're going to run as long as you play 7.
This time they stopped those feet. They got down low and wrapped him up below the knees. Will Fork and Clark in there to make the hit, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And Miami is saying, we can stop you with 7. And then with safety, one of the safeties is going to come up late. But that's the game that they're playing right now. Randy Shannon, the defensive coordinator, thinks that his front 7 can stop their run.
3rd down and 5. 7th play of the Seminole drive with 6 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. From the shotgun. Rix. Slant to Bolden. First down. Down to the 32-yard line. And so Anquan Bolden has 2 catches on this drive. There was a good example of hitting a guy in stride.
Here he is right here, and he's just going to run a little slant. It's an easy throw to catch. Just Bolden just comes off the line. Now he gets inside, and look at all the room in here that he gets the ball to him.
And that's what you were talking about, is when you hit a guy in stride on one of those kind of patterns, you get positive yardage.
Exactly. Don't throw it behind him.
At the 32, Florida State up by a field goal. Maddox. Clark again, the linebacker, along with DJ Williams, the other outside backer, making the stop. So Maddox and well, Jones is way over 100, but Maddox is sort of heading that way. He's got 64 yards on the ground.
You got to hand it to that offensive line. A lot of the backs have made a lot of guys miss.
Yep.
But that offensive line is getting them started.
2nd down and 9. Maddox stops in the hole. John Vilma was there to meet him in the hole. Short gain is going to bring up 3rd down again.
Bob and Brad, you're talking about the offensive line of Florida State. I think you got to give some special credit to number 79, Todd Williams. Todd Williams was the offensive tackle last year, but due to injuries, they moved him inside to the strong guard position. Now, for all those folks at home that say, well, he's still on the offensive line, that's not a big deal. That's a big change for a guy, especially in a tough ball game. He's switching from side to side. It's easy to get confused in the heat of the battle and make a mistake, but he is hanging tough in this ball game.
There he is, all 330 pounds of him. 3rd and 5, and the crowd at the Orange Bowl comes to life for the defense. Jones, though.
Oh, he had it.
He had it, but he tripped in the hole, and he's short of the first down. Florida State will try to add to its lead here. Xavier Beitia hit a 45-yarder earlier in the game. This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt. Kick on the way, and he's got another one. Perfect. From outside of 40 again.
The kid doesn't know the history of this.
No, he doesn't.
Series.
Don't tell him yet. 3:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. 20-14. Right now, Miami's trying to say, this is my house, and you got to go, but Florida State's not listening.
Yeah, and if you're a Hurricane fan, it's time to start worrying a little bit. Hurricanes have turned the ball over 3 times. 2 interceptions by Dorsey and a fumble. And Florida State is getting stronger as this game goes on.
Yes, they are. You can see their confidence growing. And they will bring this one out. Gathers from the end zone, and he probably shouldn't have. He's planted at the 14-yard line by Sam McGrew on the special teams. And first down at the 32. 2:05 remaining in the third quarter. Parrish in motion. Pump fake one way and going back to Parrish the other. He got him on the fly. Parrish trying to break a tackle all the way to the 15-yard line. Flag down back at the 30. Oh boy,
it's coming
back.
Yeah.
The fans don't even know it yet.
And that's a killer.
All for naught. 53-yard hookup.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
That's a killer.
This one will be obviously accepted and will become officially the 12th penalty. Here's the call.
Chop block on the offense. 10 yards. Previous spot. Repeat first down.
Negates a long play down to the 15-yard line.
I think they called a chop block on the fullback on the defensive end. Watch as he's going to go throw, and he just... that's awful close. I don't see any other chop blocks. I mean, he hits him around the waist. You cannot go around their knees.
Well, he missed it basically, didn't he? If it's the second one. McGahee was the second guy there that threw what looked like the lower of the 2 blocks, but he came up with wind. He missed him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a close call.
Normally you see that on end arounds and that type of thing. You don't see that call in that situation very often, if ever.
That was a big call, though. Big play for Miami is called back.
First and 25, and McGahee back across the 20 to 21.
Yeah, now this is when it tests the character of an offense. You get something downfield, you finally get a play, you're behind, we're going to go down tied up, they take it away from you.
Yeah.
And Bob, what I saw from Miami after that play, instead of seeing someone take control and say, all right, let's keep our heads focused, I saw a lot of heads down, shaking, going back to the huddle.
Yeah, I think they're tired.
It's hot. We've talked about it. It's hard to relate if you're sitting somewhere in the Midwest or somewhere where it's 50 degrees, but this is like a preseason game in the NFL. It's hot. And some tired bodies out there. The pass intended for Beard is incomplete.
And when you're tired, you just don't do everything you have to do. Dorsey rolled to his left, saw the receiver, and just said, I'm going to throw it, but he's just not on. Just not as sharp as he normally is.
And that's third down and a mile. And all of a sudden, that's the first time I've heard it today. I hear the Florida State war chant in the background. At the 21-yard line, there's the numbers on third down today. They've been very, very good for Kenny Dorsey. 3 receivers to his left. He's looking down the middle and got it in the seam, but dropped by Sands. Hit him in the hands. Somebody's got to make a play. You can look at Kenny Dorsey's stats tomorrow in the paper all you want, but somebody's got to hold on to some of these.
Short-armed him. He was worried about getting hit. It's tough to pick up a third down when it's that long, but the Moore was right on the money.
Freddie Capshaw's been a busy, busy punter. Probably been years since he kicked it 6 times in a game, and he almost had that one blocked.
They were going for it then.
And it takes a Florida State bounce. The Noles will be in Hurricane territory on offense with a 6-point lead at the Orange Bowl when we come back. I think Bob alluded to it earlier. It's a whole lot cooler when you're winning. That's a hot sideline and an unfamiliar position for the defending national champions. They're behind. It's almost the fourth quarter. They're not used to people pressing them. And Florida State's not only pressing, they're leading by 6.
Another great field position start for the Seminoles.
best of the day at the 46-yard line. Play action. Rix might want it all. Down the middle, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Jones, the tailback, gets the call again. This time trying to cut back, and Miami won't let him. Will Fort, number 75, the big fella, getting a hand up from his teammate, is the guy that made the first hit.
Miami has won the last 2 games of this series, but before that, Florida State had won the last 5. Miami went up to Florida State last year and ended a bunch of streaks, home winning streaks and all that other stuff for Florida State. Now the Seminoles are down here trying to end some streaks for Miami.
A restreak could be happening at the Orange Bowl. Into 3 quarters. And at the end of 3, Florida State trying to pull an upset. 15 minutes left. They lead 20-14. ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. A 3rd down to start the 4th quarter for Florida State in Miami territory. Just outside the 46-yard line of the Canes. Chris Rix in the shotgun. Rix in trouble. He'll run out of it. Whoop. Up and over, but not far enough, and he's hurt. He did this last year, the ball game, in the end zone. Tried it here and got stung pretty good.
Yeah, he came down on his head.
And he's going back down. There is a penalty marker on the play. Sykes and Vilma are the guys that hit Chris Rix the end of that scramble up the middle.
Oh, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
I don't know where the unsportsmanlike conduct was, but
not in there.
Not in that picture.
Landed on his neck and the side of his head.
And Adrian McPherson's coming in. Whether it's one play or the rest of the way, we know Chris Rix will be heading out.
Well, he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him. He may have come down and just got the wind knocked out.
He pointed over to where most of the garnet and gold clad fans in the band are, over in that far corner, and they erupted over there for him, and that's got to be a nice sound to his ears compared to what he had in the last home game. So now it's McPherson, and it's a first down after the penalty. Jones trying to drag orange jerseys with him, but they swarm him and bring him down.
You know, the last time this happened against Clemson last week, he didn't get back in for a while.
Here he comes.
There he comes.
One play.
He had to have the wind knocked out of him. But Chris,
lucky that's all he got
knocked out. We need to start sliding, not jumping. It's almost the reverse of the Fosbury flop or something. Right. He's going head first sometimes.
2nd down and 9. Will he throw one play after being on the sideline?
Well, Miami has 7 in the box. They're probably going to run it.
It's a toss. Jones. But again, Vilma. The middle linebackers there. Pickup of 3. John Vilma with the stop.
They started on Miami's 46-yard line, and 15 yards of penalties have moved them down here.
Maddox flares out of the backfield. Quarterback draw. Chris Rix trying to get it up inside and got it for a first down. Big first down.
The confidence that we talked about Chris Rix needing in the opening is developing through this ball game, and you see it right here. They motion one of the backs out of the backfield to take a linebacker with him. The safeties come up and don't make the play soon enough. First down, Seminoles.
Second time Chris has rushed for a first down on 3rd down. And now it's at the 13-yard line of Miami. A touchdown here would be huge.
You got to throw it. You got to fade here.
Jones, DJ Williams just kind of trying to hang on for dear life.
You got 10 guys in the box there. You ain't going to run against that. That's why there was paired up one-on-one outside. I thought they'd throw the fade.
I think Chris is still kind of moving his head around a little bit, trying to get a good feeling back, if you will, after that crash landing that he had. And it's going to be second down. They can get a first down inside the 3. Even a field goal makes it a 2-score game for Miami. Jones straight up the middle. Touchdown.
The offensive line is huge. Doing a great job of just smothering these guys.
11 yards for Jones.
Montre Holland just eating him up.
Bobby Bowden puts the headphones away, at least for now. Beitia in for the point after. Trying to make it 27-14. And does. I mentioned Greg Jones earlier with the big games that he's had this year against Clemson and Virginia. This is his biggest so far. 175 yards. The last one an 11-yard touchdown. Now top-ranked Miami. The defending national champions have got their work seriously cut out for them. They are 13 points behind with less than 12 minutes to play. They no longer can afford the bungles and the misplays that they've had in this second half, including drop passes. Across the middle. Johnson on the run. First time he's had a chance to stretch his legs. Johnson all the way down to the 33-yard line.
There's no doubt that Miami is capable. They just have to do it. They'd have to stop themselves. They have to catch the ball. And they've got to throw it. It's just a short pass, a crossing route. Dorsey gets hit after he throws it, but Johnson, Andre Johnson, the top receiver. Len was talking about him earlier in the ball game. He's one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the nation. Get him the ball.
Only took him 7 seconds to go 37 yards. Dorsey again. Look out from behind. Hit as he throws. And a wobbly duck is incomplete, luckily, for Dorsey.
Yeah.
Jackson got him again as he let go of the ball.
He doesn't have the amount of time to throw that he had last year.
Right.
He has good time, but he was waiting on that extra time. And the guy just came right from behind and got him.
And that was almost picked off by Florida State.
Well, I tell you, offensively, the coaching staff says, boy, that ball's up there fluttering around. You got all these defensive backs back there, and nobody gets it. They're lucky.
Second down at 10. McGahee, draw play, ran into Dorsey, but now he's running into the secondary. And he's going to have a first down, I think. Second down at 10. Dorsey steps up in the pocket, fires, caught. Johnson, first and goal.
They had 2 guys there. He and Sands were both in the neighborhood.
Pick up at 19. First and goal at the 4-yard line. Miami lines up in a hurry. Florida State doesn't have their defense out there yet.
Well, forget the telestrator. They had 2 receivers down there right in the same area.
Shotgun, handoff, draw play. No. McGahee brought down by. Oops, and there's a little shove at the end of the play. There's no flag. Kellen Winslow let Kendall Pope have it.
And Pope takes off his helmet. And he's right. And, you know, I've seen that call before.
Second and goal at the 3. Dorsey. Over the middle. Touchdown. Kevin Beard. The Canes aren't done yet. Kevin Beard, who dropped a pass earlier this half that we showed you, hangs on to a dandy here.
Great protection. A duck goes flying and is caught by Beard. They don't care how it gets there, just so it gets there.
There's a duck in his beard.
Yeah. An Aflac duck.
Whack. Seaver's in for the point after. And it's good. We got a lot of football left now, folks. 8 minutes, 10 seconds. defending champions, trailing 12th ranked Florida State. The 46th meeting between these rivals, and it's a beauty. Following that touchdown and during the timeout, the Orange Bowl got serious. The war chant started at one end, the U of M chant started on the other. Nobody has taken a seat since, and now it's down to 8:10 left. Number 1 trailing number 12.
And it looked like Kenny Dorsey got a second wind on the sideline.
The kick is deep and gone. Florida State will work from the 20. Can the Canes defense come up with a play? And can Florida State ice it away? First down, Seminoles. Rix broken play. He's going to keep it around the end. And he takes another wicked hit, this one from Sean Taylor.
Well, what they want to do is run the football. They don't want to throw it. Rix has only thrown it for 60 yards today. He's 6 of 14. And that time he was strictly a running back.
An Orange Bowl record crowd of almost 82,000. And they are making their presence known on every snap now. And it doesn't matter which team they're cheering for. They're hot, they're loud, and they're rowdy. And they've got the game they hope to see. Jones straight up the middle. Greg Jones breaks free. First down, and he's still on his feet. Out to the 45-yard line. 18 more yards for the Big Hoss. 193 on the day.
From behind the defense, Miami, that offensive line of Florida State's getting blocked. Vilma gets blocked. Sykes can't bring him down. Taylor's holding on. Help, he says. What a great effort by Jones.
193. Career high at the 45. First and 10, Florida State. We're under 7.5 minutes. Draw play. Maddox, nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Bob and Brad, these are the kind of games that you make reputations on. You make and add a little history to the game. We've talked about the Florida State offensive line. In the past, we've talked about Miami's defensive line. How good they played throughout the games and games in the past. But moments like this make reputations.
6 guys in the box for Miami.
Second and 10.
You're going to run it every time against that.
Jones stuffed for a loss.
Sometimes the defense wins, but other times the offensive line wins. That time the defense beat them.
Cornelius Green from the defensive line, and DJ Williams, who's had a whale of a game from his linebacker position. It's one of those days where you find yourself crawling off the field. That's Pat Hughes, the tight end.
Yeah.
Third down, and what they didn't want to get in.
Well, this could very well be a quarterback draw. Miami goes to a 3-man line first time today.
Miami needs a stop. Rix waits, in trouble. Broke one tackle. Now running for his life, throws it incomplete. He was outside of the pocket. There is not a grounding call, but it will be time to punt. Time to punt for Florida State. Miami gets what they needed, the ball back. Parrish takes it at the 15. Cuts back across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. 5 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the ball game. Kenny Dorsey coming back out. Second half hasn't been good to him. His receivers up until that catch by Beard in the back of the end zone have not been very good to him. But 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, approaching 300 yards again. And keep in mind, as Bob said when we started things off, 31-1 as a starter. 10-1. Kenny Dorsey against ranked teams. He's been there before. He's not as sharp as we've seen him many times, but he's got what he needs. The football soon to be in his hands, 79 yards away from a win. That's as simple as it gets. First down. Swings it out to McGahee on a screen pass. McGahee across the 30. Down the sideline. He might go. McGahee, 1 minute. before he gets to the 12-yard line.
It's just a simple screen. I'm sure the defensive coaches were hollering, watch the screen, and here it is. McFadden gets blocked, a broken tackle. He outruns one, but he's not going to outrun the last one. Huge play for Miami.
And Romberg, of all people, was one of the guys that got one of the last blocks, Bob, way downfield. 68 yards. The longest play allowed by Florida State this year. First down at the 11-yard line. Geathers inside handoff. Geathers, touchdown, Miami! They're not ready to give up the crown yet.
You just saw the heart of a champion.
Two plays and 79 yards in a hurry. Severs for an all-important point. Got it. The #1 Canes lead. Oh, my goodness.
Little draw, a screen, and a draw. And a touchdown to go ahead.
And Bob and Brad, you guys talked about it. Dorsey's off, but what he does is utilize his assets around him. The short pass on the screen, the offensive line opening up big hole. Let your team do the work. No one man can handle it all by themselves.
Our Pontiac scoring drive, 79 yards in 19 seconds. Now it's up to number 16 on the other side. Wow, what a quarter. 5 left. Miami leads by 1. Leon Washington, the freshman, drops it in the end zone. He'll have to take a knee.
What a great job Severs has done kicking off today.
Yes, he has. 4th touchback. We can only hope you folks in the Big 12 and the Big 10 and the Pac-10 can be treated as we've been in Miami. 28-27, #1 Miami leads. Rix. The fade again. This one's over the head of Robert Morgan. He cut inside Kelly Jennings. The pass went outside.
This kind of makes up for all those blowouts we've been doing, huh?
Florida State coming in with 1 loss. That to Louisville in overtime. Miami coming in 27 straight wins. Just 2 shy of their school record. Coming off a national championship season, and they've shown us in the last 5 minutes they're not ready to give up the crown jewels yet. Chris Rix has missed his last 5 passes. He's going to need one pretty soon. They'll keep it on the ground here, though, and Jones is smothered. William Joseph just lifted him up like Joan Rivers' face. Long yardage situation coming up.
I don't know about that, but Joseph is the brother of the other guy on the offensive side. Look at this. Oh, yes. He said, you ain't getting away this time. You may have nearly 200 yards rushing on us, but you aren't getting away.
A huge 3rd down and 11. Rix down the middle. In and out and then caught, and now it's a loose ball. Fumble. Miami's got it.
They call it incomplete.
Looked like a catch. They say no. PK Sam bobbled it, looked like he caught it, then got whacked.
Oh, a huge hit.
And the Miami coaches are off the sideline saying, are you kidding me? Let's take another look.
It's a great throw by Rix. Tremendous throw.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I don't know. It looked like he had possession against his body.
I'd agree with you, partner. Looked like he took a step before he took a shot. It was Williams who covered it, but they say no. Either way, Miami's getting it back because Gwaltney's got a punt. Florida State was in total control about 5 minutes ago in this football game. Diving catch near midfield by Ethnic Sands. 4 minutes left. Now it's Florida State's defense that needs a play. Seems like just moments ago we were saying Miami's defense needs a play or their offense will never see it again. Now their offense has the lead. And it's McGahee off the left side, and with refreshment in his body with the lead now, he knocks it off the left for about 3 yards. Just a little bit of offense, huh?
Well, you would expect that in a Florida State-Miami game.
Second down and a long 6 coming up. They are unbeaten. And we thank you for welcoming us. McGahee, both hands around the football. He's been very cautious when he hits it up inside today. And he got to the 45 where it's going to be 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 5. Geathers can't find any room to run. As right now the Hurricanes don't want to do anything wrong either. And it's 4th down.
They say we're going to leave it up to our defense. As good as our offense is, as good as Dorsey and our receivers are, we're going to leave it up to our defense. They tried 3 running plays, and now they're going to punt it.
Ralph Chudzinski, the offensive coordinator, right there in the middle of the screen. Randy Shannon way down on the far end as the defensive coordinator, both in the Miami booth. Capshaw to kick. Leon Washington got to hold on to this one.
Miami's had a punt block this year, and they've had a bad snap.
The snap's clean. Off the side of Capshaw's foot. Terrible. They don't gain more than 10 yards on this deal. They might not get that much.
Capshaw is a 4th-year senior. He's been doing this for 4 years. He's a 4-year starter. That may be the worst punt of his career.
4 yards. What was the punt? 3 yards. Wow, and he knows it. In fact, he's been the top punter in the Big East the last 2 years, and sometimes something like that happens when you don't need it to happen. And now Florida State only needs a field goal.
Only needs a field goal.
Remember what Bob Greasy said earlier about Batea may not know the history of this series. I think most of you watching probably do. From the 46, Maddox inside handoff. Nick gets out to the 49-yard line. Our aerial views courtesy of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. With us, Goodyear's Blimp Stars and Stripes, continuing a 77-year tradition as the aerial ambassador and icon of the 102-year-old company.
So just when it looked like Miami was in control, a poor punt gives Florida State the ball at midfield.
From the shotgun, Chris Rix going to take off with it. He finds himself a crease, and now he slides down to about the 48-yard line.
Florida State only has to move this ball down to about the 30-yard line or the 25-yard line. 25-yard line would be a 42-yard field goal.
Beatty has made from 42 and 45 today. His career long is 50.
And he is going in. He would be going into a little bit of a win.
Remember what Bob said earlier. Maybe he doesn't know the history of the series. We do. Jerry Thomas, 34-yard field goal attempt in '91. Bobby Bowden even thought that maybe this one was good as he ran off the sideline, but it wasn't. And his team lost. Go to wide right 2. Matt Munyon, or Dan Mowry rather, 39-yard field goal attempt, no good. Then in 2000, 49-yarder wide right again for Matt Munyon. Now, Xavier Betia maybe doesn't know all that. You want to bet he doesn't know all that? You don't go to Florida State and not know the history of football. There's what he's done today. He's got the net up, and he's starting to work it with 1:23 remaining in the ballgame. There's a 3rd down that Florida State's got to get through first to give him a shot. Rix needs this pass. Across the middle. Got it to Tolman Gardner at the 41-yard line.
Good pitch and catch. That's big-time stuff. Rick stays in the pocket, moves around a little bit, and a strong arm gets it out there.
They move the sticks. The clock will start with 1:16.
Florida State is out of timeouts.
Remember, they used one real early in this half. Then they used one at about the 6.5-minute mark just to give their defense a blow. Then they used one recently, and so they're out. First down at the 41. Blitz coming from the corner. Rix in trouble. The blitz got to him, but he threw it anyway, and Gardner comes down with it. Tolman Gardner.
Unbelievable. He should have been sacked, and he completes it. They're in field goal range from 42 yards.
Under a minute. If you want to hire a Gardner, I'd get number 21. At the 25-yard line, it's a first down. Already in field goal range. And right now, they might just play this to get in the middle of the field. Although Rix is in the gun.
I think they start running it now. Maybe a quarterback draw.
Get it between the hash marks. Cutting outside. Vilma's got Maddox wrapped up, though, at the line of scrimmage. And now 25, 24. Clock winding down.
We can't stop the clock.
Miami stops it. Miami stops it. They take a timeout.
Yeah, that's good. That's good thinking.
And Bob, the whole thing's in jeopardy right now. They talked about we want a second ring. Kenny Dorsey told us, you know what, I don't even know where mine is.
Yeah.
Because we want to win a second one.
Yeah.
It's very much in jeopardy
well,
right now.
the whole thing in this series is going to come down again to a field goal.
We've seen what
whether
happened
he's going to make it or whether he's going to miss it. It's going to come down to a field goal. And this whole drive was set up by a poor punt.
Florida State, by the way, has a bye week next week before playing Notre Dame in Tallahassee. And if they win this game, how big will that one be? Second down. Hand off to Jones, trying to cover the ball and get more to the middle of the field. He didn't get anything.
Yeah, Miami took time out to conserve some time in case they made the field goal.
Now they got to hustle. They've got to get the spike. Miami's not getting up off the bottom of the pile. Rix is trying to get to the line. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He spikes it with 1 second left in the game. They just barely got the play off, and here comes the field goal unit.
That was way too lackadaisical.
Miami wasn't helping the cause. Obviously, they were in no hurry to get up. So now it's all on the right foot of number 47. Xavier Beitia from Tampa. He's on the Groza list. These are the kind of kicks that win you the Groza Trophy. This for the win for Florida State to upset Miami from 43 yards away. For the win, the kick on the way. He missed it. Wide left. Wide right so many times. And when it came down to dethroning a champion, it was wide left. Sadly, no one should have lost this game.
It looked like the snap was a little bit low. Take a look. Yeah, he had a little trouble, but that's all right.
And then the field covered with Miami fans as we head down to Lynn Swan.
Well, Brad, Bob, unbelievable. Coach Larry Coker, you got a little bit of history in this matchup yourself now.
No doubt about it. I thought 2 years ago was one of the greatest games I've ever been around. I don't know if anything will ever surpass this. A great effort by Florida State. Great coaching job of their coaches, and we didn't play as well as we needed to, but I guarantee our kids fought hard, they played hard, found a way to win in the end.
Last year, your team dodged a couple of bullets against Boston College and Virginia Tech. This might be another one of those bullets.
Well, this was more of a missile. They're an awfully talented team. They gave us their best shot. We knew that. They played a great football game. They've got great talent, and it's just a great win for us.
Your quarterback was a little bit off today throwing the football, but on that last drive, he just put 2 plays together, made it all happen.
Well, really stepped it up, and I thought we had needed to make some plays. We didn't. We had some foolish penalties that really kept their drives alive. And give them credit, they did a terrific job by running the football.
tremendous football game, Coach.
Great
Congratulations.
Thanks, Lynn.
Brad?
The moral of the story, don't ever invite Florida State to be your homecoming date, because they might go home with somebody else. But they didn't. Miami survives it 28-27. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. Stay tuned for more great college football, Texas and Oklahoma. Some of you'll see Penn State and Michigan or UCLA and Oregon. For Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan, and our ABC crew, Brad Nessler from the Orange Bowl, what a ball game. See you next week.